and then we are apart. And even the aching silence and flush of misery on the walls is better than this. These locked doors and laboured breaths, this rowdy dissent, this lack of consent, this stark fucking terror that questions whether their need to see me bleed will be the seed that feeds a greed that will exceed what is decreed. Or if they'll heed my plea, grant my reprieve and let me breathe. I can't do this. My fingers skitter and dance, controlled by a puppet string stretched as taut as the nerves I'm dangling from. I don't belong here. Each day I wait for them to come, to bring me undone, to force me to the floor, to strip me to my core, to devour me raw. And when they are done and my bones have become a calcified reef, a wreckage of grief that the blue-tip pain can no longer contain, I curl, still growing, limbs into a ball. I press my back to the wall and I beg for it to swallow this sorrow that has gutted me hollow. I can't do this, I can't get through 5 years of this. It's the smell of sweat and metal and blood that floods my lungs, robbing me of breath. It's the smell of death. It's the smell of 200 men curled into fists but bound at the wrists. It's the smell of them sitting and shitting, hating and waiting, feeding, bleeding, seething, needing anything to get them through this. It's the scent of terror and tears, of nighttime fears. It's the smell of murder and rage, of animals trapped in a cage, of torture and damnation, aching loss and evisceration. We are the husked out kernels of men who were meant to grow into something so much more than this. I'm picking at a hole in my prison greens as though it's a passage of escape. And I'm acutely aware that these clothes that I wear are just the shed remains of another man's skin, and I'm smelling the sweat of his sins. That this faded green is the ghost of another life left unseen. That this room carries the echo of his scream and reflects every desiccated dream. That the ache of his frustration is in every thread I break. And I'm breaking right along with them. I close my eyes on sight and feel the fight go out of me. And I'm praying for light. And I'm dreaming of fight. But there is no escaping this.